FR, did you mix these?
It's your boy MixedByEhfar, and you are now in an exclusive interview with Green TV. If you ain't fucking with that boy, you green.
So let's start it off by give us a little bit of background information on yourself.
I'm originally from New Hampshire. I moved down here like almost 6 years ago, and started doing this engineering thing because I started doing music, but I didn't want anybody to really put their own touch on my shit. So I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna learn how to do this shit regardless and just, create my own sound. And took it from there.
So at first you say you was making music, and what was the reason you put like more energy towards like the engineering versus being an artist?
Because like I was always just engineering my own shit. So it was like I was just so used to like just hearing my voice and doing shit on my voice. And then it wasn't until I started, like, one of my homeboys came through. Actually, it wasn't one of my homeboys. It was actually my little brother, actually, K-Sean. He was, like, 8 years old at the time. And, he was, like, the next voice I started working on. So as I started doing that, it was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So then I had homeboys come through, and then I started working on their vocals and shit and, like, learn how to do reverb and delay and shit. Then I just started loving, like, just mixing music and just took it from there.
So how long you been like engineering?
I've been seriously engineering for about, I'll say like 6 years.
6 years, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And at what point, like how old were you when you said, okay, I'm gonna take the engineering serious?
I was like 21.
And like how long did it take you to like get everything down pat where you was like, okay, now I can do this, like I can?
Yeah. Let me see. I'll say like about like, honestly, when I felt like completely comfortable with myself was like 2 years ago. Cause like I was still, cause I taught myself how to do everything, so I didn't have like no OGs or no mentors that really like showed me the ropes or anything. And I would like try to watch like YouTube tutorials, and like one thing that I learned that everybody would say, every engineer would be like, just trust your ear. You can't really just go off what another person could tell you, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really all about how you hear shit and how you want shit to sound and what you want to create with the sound that you want to make, pretty much.
You make beats also, produce, or?
Nah, I started like learn how to make beats and shit, but then I was like, you know what, it's taking too much time to like learn how to do this shit. So I just stuck to engineering, but then that just took off.
Yeah.
And so it didn't give me no time to even like get to the beats, but coming soon, I'm gonna take time and do that too.
Now for somebody that never like sat down like engineered, like how hard is it on a scale from like 1 to 10? Like if you like say if I never engineered and I can just hop right here and do it or nah?
To be honest, if you're gonna start from scratch, it's gonna be tough because the only reason why it would be hard because you have to learn what each and every plugin does.
Yeah.
So like if you're just gonna sit here and just throw it on, you're gonna be lost. Like you won't know what to put next, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the order to things when it comes to engineering. You just gotta follow an order, or you can create your own little, method that works for you, but that's after you learn the in and outs of every plugin, you know what I'm saying, from reverbs to EQs to compressors and stuff like that. So it's a lot to learn, but like it's quick. You can catch on quick though.
Yeah.
Like once you start playing around with it, you know what I'm saying? Like it just takes time. Once you start playing with it, and then you just hear and be like, oh shit, all right. So that's what that does. Then you can catch on, but it all depends on what kind of learner you are, what kind of person you are at the end of the day.
Is it like different programs, like for like beginners or?
I mean, honestly, yeah, there's different programs that you can buy. I say like for beginners, like Mixcraft. Yeah. That's easy. GarageBand, easy. Like those type of things like anybody can use really. Like those are just the basics.
Yeah.
And like from there, after you start using those, you can start going to the Pro Tools, the Logic, you know what I'm saying? All the other like big heavy hitters, and you'll see it's no different than those, but it's just on a bigger scale. There's more depth into what you're doing. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more technicality when it comes to that, yeah. So.
And like breakdown like from like recording to like mixing to like mastering, like what's the difference between?
All right, so the recording process is that's really at the end of the day to me that's the most important process, the recording process, because if you just go ahead and just like just record. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no levels right or anything, and you just let it run through. At the end of the day, it's gonna be harder for you to mix and then master that, because then you got to go in and do so much more work. And there's certain parts of the song where just things didn't go right, or the peaks and levels were just way off, you know, from other parts. So that's just so much more work. But if you record, like you record the right way, use compression, or you just balance everything, everything's leveled out. When you go into the mix is just so much easier, and then you just start, you know, you level everything out. And once the mix is good, you clean everything up, you got everything sounding the way you want, then you go into the mastering. And mastering, what it really does is just brings the whole mix to life. It's not to like, you don't do anything with the mastering other than just give it body, or you know what I'm saying, you just get it louder. And that's really what it is. So when it hits the speed, it makes it more soothing to the ears to hear. Because like if you listen to something that's not mastered, it ain't got no life to it really. Yeah. But once you hear the master version, you're like, whoa, that shit just come out. You really hear the reverb, you hear the delays, you hear everything coming at you, and it's like, damn, it's like a movie at the end of the day. So yeah, that's.
And how long does it usually take to like mix and like master one song?
To mix a song, I mean, I could sit there, I could mix a song in an hour, depending on the song. So if it's just like a regular, just like a hip hop track, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't doing much, we just doing dubs, just a main vocal and some ad libs. A song like that probably take me like 45 minutes to mix. Yeah. Doing everything. But like if I'm working with like an R&B vocalist where we're doing like a whole lot of layering, harmonizing and shit like that, that would take me like an hour or two, depending on everything.
Okay. And like, what's one of your craziest experience when recording an artist? Like something crazy that happened.
Damn, that's funny. All right. I got this is an experience. This is back when I had the studio in my garage, and like I had started out with like mostly Belgrade people, like because I was writing Loxahatchee, so they were right there, so they used to come to me like crazy. So one night we had Young Rich Polo in the booth, and he was off drugs, and he was in the booth and he was recording, and I'm like, what's going on? And like the man, literally the mic fell on him, and he's laying down like sleeping, just like talking, and I'm recording. I thought he was actually trying to record. This man didn't know what was going on, and then like he had finished the song, and the next morning I had some of the song. He's like, wait, when did I record this? I was like, you recorded that last night? But it was so funny because this man had the whole mic on his shoulder. He was out of there, bro. It was funny as hell, but yeah, that was one of the funniest moments. That's one of the craziest moments in the booth.
Any others?
Damn. I had K-Sean in the booth too. He put the stunt on me too. He was off of drugs too. And I was like, you ready to punch in? He's like, yeah. So I hit let it run. And I hear K-Sean snoring. I'm like, damn. So like I'm like nothing coming out. I'm just like, I'm like, bro, K-Sean, I had to go open the booth and wake him up. I'm like, bro, wake up. He's like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, you fell asleep in the booth. But yeah, that shit was funny as well.
That's crazy. And what makes you different? What do you think make you different as far as like from other engineers in the city?
What makes me different? I mean, bro, from what I know about myself is just like my level of hospitality. You know, I make sure everybody's comfortable. I don't want anybody to feel like, you know, they gotta be nervous or gotta be shy or they don't want to go attack the booth or whatever. That, and then like the amount of like, I just bring a lot of fun. I throw a lot of ideas at artists and shit like that. Because at the end of the day, that's my name going on to work. Yeah. So if my name's going on to work, I try to make it like.
You more on the younger generation's level.
Yeah, I just try to like, you know, I try to just create and just appeal to everybody. And not just like be so closed-minded. I know certain engineers that don't, you know, that just want to get the shit done and over with. But like me, I'll sit down, I'll work, whatever. If you need help or I hear something that's not right, I'm gonna tell you, hey, try it this way. You know, so like I be trying to help. I have some fun with the artists also, and this is the vibe I bring. I just bring a different vibe. I feel like at the end of the day.
And if you had to like grade your skills as an engineer, what grade would you give yourself? Honest.
Let's see. Honest. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll say I'm at a 7.
7.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a 7 right
So
now.
improvement.
Cause I got a lot of improvement to do, a lot of improvement to work on, a lot of shit I gotta work on. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, I'm where I want to be. 'Cause I know where I want to be. But like what I'm working with right now, I know there's a lot more shit
It's up there.
I can learn. There's a lot more shit I can just grasp from other engineers and shit like that. I've never really been around other engineers.
Yeah.
Like I've been the only person, you know what I'm saying, my whole life. So it's like weird. Like until I moved here, that's like Tony down the hall is the first engineer I really like worked with. Like he's taught me some shit, game changing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I respect that dude for that shit. And he right down the hall. His name OTA. Yeah, engineer. He a producer also. That shit fire. Another engineer, JQ. He out in Lake Worth. But he another engineer. He put me onto that one knob shit. So yeah, that's a big look. That shit changed my whole game. So I appreciate that shit. But yeah, for sure, I got some room for improvement. So.
Well, what are some of the things you think you could improve or should improve?
I feel like I can improve on just more persistence with my mixes and shit like that. There's like a lot of shit I won't hear until I play it back really. And that's why they always say like it's better to have like another ear like mix or master some shit, you feel me? Not just you. Because like I'll probably hear the same shit, but I'm not gonna catch on to it, and another ear might just hear it and be like, oh bro, you missed this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I could really need to work on just really getting some like more ears onto my work and not just being so like stubborn and just always thinking I could do it all, you know what I'm saying? Because like that's what type of person I am. That's why I just stick to myself and I always want to get shit done my way and just get it done. But I definitely did need to like reach out and start networking more.
And engineering is like very important when it comes to like recording. Like, what does engineering like mean to you?
What it means to me,
Yeah.
really, at the end of the day, it's like, all right, you have the paint, you get the brush, and that's the easel right there.
Yeah.
So what it means is like, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm Picasso because I really gotta paint a sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the beat's there, so how do I want the vocals to sound on the beat? Where I feel like everybody's gonna just grasp it and just love to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if it don't sound good, then the artist is not gonna really bubble. You know what I'm saying? But if the shit sounds good, then everybody's gonna be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? If everybody rocks to it, then it's like that shit sound fire. And the artist is gonna get the play he wants. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's just like you gotta really put the cherry on top of the cake. That's what the engineer does.
And what's the hardest part about being an engineer?
The hardest part, I say, is trying not to go too overboard with, doing what you do. Because I feel like sometimes I do a little too much, and I feel like less is more. So when I don't put too much on it, I feel like that shit it'll go way harder. But sometimes I like to go overboard and like try to show out and do more than I have to really on a mix. But I feel like that's what it is.
Okay. And what's the meaning behind the name? That's your real name?
FR stands for Everything Happens for a Reason. So yeah, I came up with that a little while back, but that's what it stands for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who's the voice behind the AFR? That's you.
Oh, that's 10B Rambo. My boy 10B Rambo from Pahokee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who are some of the local artists or known artists you had a chance to work with?
My brother K-Sean, Bankroll Q, or KYT Bankroll, he changed his name. Lil Swifton, The Real HBYG, Raw, Too Raw. Damn, the list goes on. Bang Out Bamo. Scully two times. Lil Fendi. Who else? Glock Sama. Damn, the list goes on. I've worked with so many artists. Zeke Fosse. I've worked with so many artists in the city, man. I just really my main focus is to really just make as many hits as we can, or engineer as many hits as we can, and just get it out to the people. just market it and get it out to the people. At the end of the day, I can't name one bad artist I've ever worked with. Everybody had potential to do something. Everybody's had potential, but everybody just needs to really learn the business aspect of the game in order to flourish. Because you could do all you want, you know, in the studio, but if you're not putting money behind your music, then it's gonna just flop all day. Unless you have that one hit that nobody can really deny and it does what it does. But
Yeah.
you know, unless you put money behind it, it's dead.
And if you had to pick like 5 artists that like when they book the session, like you got to cite like your favorite artist to work with,
Right.
as far as like easy to work with, you more comfortable with.
I'm most comfortable. All right. I see my brother. I'm not even gonna add him in the top 5 because like me and him we're like just one. So, but I'll say Lil Swifton for sure. Raw for sure, because these boys always come ready. They always come prepared, so it's like never time wasted.
Yeah.
Gateway Shack for sure. OGKO for sure, because these boys always come prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like they let me work my magic. They, you know what I'm saying? They're really open to my creativity, so I don't ever feel like, oh, I shouldn't do this or I should do this. Like they like just do what you do. They just give me the ball and just let me lay it up, whatever. And then Zeke Fosse, because Zeke Fosse is an animal, and he just, I don't understand how he does what he does, but he's got energy for days, and he just makes everything seem so easy. So.
And if you had a chance to work with one artist that you haven't had a chance to work with, who would it be?
No cap.
No cap.
Plain and simple,
Yeah.
no cap. That boy too hard.
Why no cap?
Man, if you hear what this man could do with his voice, even though it's auto-tune, I know everybody wants to say, oh, it's auto, bro. Regardless, not anybody can just use auto-tune like that. You know what I'm saying? Auto-tune is like, it's really an art. You got to master using auto-tune. Anybody could tell you. You can't just get on auto-tune and make shit sound good. That's not what it's really like. You know what I'm saying? You got to have an ear for shit. You got to know how to really harmonize and melodize and shit like that. But definitely that's why, because his vocal range is crazy. What he does with music, the pain he puts behind the music, bro. It's just like, it's unlikely, bro. So I really want to, you know, engineer some shit like that and see how that shit will come out for sure.
And name one time where artists made you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to say the artist's name, like while recording.
Made me feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, like what happened in this situation.
Let me see. I don't think any artist has really made me feel uncomfortable, to be honest. Not in the session.
No.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've never felt uncomfortable in the session. I've always been like, everybody's always been cool, you know what I'm saying? And other than that, if there's any problems, it's always problems amongst other artists or whatever like that,
Yeah.
but we try to keep that away from the atmosphere, so yeah, that's really.
And for up and coming artists, which of these 3 things you think is the most important? You got the money, the clout, or the talent?
To be honest, the most important right now, I'm gonna say, is the money. After the money, I'm gonna say the clout, and after the clout, I'm gonna say the talent, because that's really how it goes nowadays. Because you have to have the money in order to even fund your career. All right, the money is what markets you. That's what's going to put you on platforms that you won't be able to reach without money. You feel me? So that's what's gonna bring the clout. And then lastly, you see, you could have both the money and the clout. You see, like, because really nowadays, to me, I feel like talent is not. It's not all about talent no more.
Yeah, sure.
It's more about it's all about who's flashier or who has, you know what I'm saying, who looks more appealing to the human eye. So then that's why the talent comes, because talent is what's really gonna make or break you at the end of the day. Are you gonna be an artist that continues to flourish, or are you gonna just be like a one-hit wonder and just nobody hears about you again? You know.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
Okay. And what are some of the things you accomplished in the past year as an engineer?
Shit. I worked with more artists this past year than I've ever worked with in my life. It's been crazy. I've mixed more songs in this past year than I've ever mixed ever in my life. So it's just been the amount of work I put in this past year is just really what I've really accomplished, because I've never worked as much. So, and to be able to work this much and keep going is just, I just gotta thank God, because this shit, it gets crazy, because I really don't sleep sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'll be in that studio. I had my own studio until shit went left. But by the grace of God, I got another spot. And, hey, I accomplished a lot. I still got my business license and everything, so, hey.
And where do you see yourself in a year from now?
A year from now,
Yeah.
Everything goes good. Hopefully I'll be signed to a label as a mix engineer, and I'll just be able to work with major artists, open doors for other artists, and continue to, do what I do and do what I love, man. And be on top of my team, bro.
Yeah.
KYT Bankroll, No Love K Sean, Shot by Low Key, man, everybody. OJ the Shotta, Shotta OJ, man, Gateway Shack, Zoe Illy, Dro, all them boys, man, everybody. And I just hope everybody, man, comes together, man. No more just hate shit. If we just came together, bro, everything would be so simple. But it's tough. It's tough. But hopefully one day we could just drop all the animosity and stupidity and just take off like Atlanta. That's my dream. Like, I don't want to leave West Palm, bro. But if shit doesn't jump, then I gotta go to the A, man. 'Cause really, that's where everything's happening. To be honest with this music shit. You gotta leave your city to put on for your city, to be honest.
True.
You really do.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? Gotta get off your chest before we close it out.
Shit. For any up-and-coming engineers, man, keep working. Trust your ear. You know what I'm saying? Don't just try to copy and paste what these dudes do online, because that's, at the end of the day, everybody's voice is different, everybody's dynamics are different, and it's just not gonna work like that. So just really hear shit, use your ear, train your ear. There's a lot of shit you can do, but man, don't give up on your dreams. Artists, keep pushing. Put money into your music. Put money into your singles. Do not just, spend all the money on studio time. Vereen tells you guys every day. He drops the gems every day. You guys want to pick them up. Come on, man. Man, and continue to fuck with Vereen, man. Good guy. Great guy, man. If you ain't fucking with him, you green. MixedByEhfar, I'm out of here.